Hello, I'm Samuel. I'm going to draft some Eternal card game. I'm doing this not as an instructional video or a demonstration of how it should be done. I'm more interested in fostering some sort of community and communication around Eternal card game because I really like having the ability to play an interesting card game at any time. Magic costs money, Soulforge is shutting down, Hearthstone is barely a card game, so I think Eternal is filling a niche that makes me really want it to be successful. Right now there's basically nothing online about it. A few other people are drafting, a few people talk about it on forums and such, but there's really not as much as I would like there to be. So hopefully if we talk about it a little bit more, people will come play it and do the microtransactions that I'm never going to do. So let's open up a draft here. All right, well, I would say I'm most tempted to, well, okay. So I have a pretty unfortunate rare. I'm not interested in playing Stranger's deck. I think Temple Scribe is okay. It demands a reasonably heavy commitment to white. It's a pretty good card. Twinning Ritual commits you to 2 colors right off the bat, and it's really not exceptional. And same thing with, and also with Flight Lieutenant, I think that's a pretty mediocre card. 4/4 for 7 is really not great value, and the fact that it only has an ability when you have a sigil in your hand and are ready to play it really makes it even worse. So that, it only does something on your 8th sigil. It's pretty darn bad. In terms of commons, we have a lot of stuff that doesn't really stick out, except for Torch. So I think this pick comes down to either Temple Scribe or Torch. It's probably a matter of taste. I've played a lot of white recently, so I'm just gonna grab a Torch right off the bat. Pretty underwhelming, but not a disaster. We get a second Torch next up. We could pick the Rebel Illuminator. So Mistfilled Drake is interesting. I actually forget. So first of all, Mistfilled Drake, 3/3 for 7. Ouch. Flying Aegis makes it a little bit better. You gaining an Aegis, and if you have an Aegis, it getting +3/+3, again, seems relatively underwhelming. One thing to keep in mind, though, Aegis maybe is not all that relevant in draft. Flying is extremely relevant in draft. But on the 7th turn, it's really not a bomb. One thing I'm not sure about is if there's even a red-blue combination in this game, and I think there actually really isn't. Like, there are not red-blue multicolor cards in this set. So that would be another pretty compelling reason not to pick it up. So all of this to say, I'm grabbing Rebel Illuminator. So this is decision time. Maybe we should have drafted Stranger's deck. I don't think that we should have. I think I'm most interested in Stonescar Magus here. Stonescar Magus and Xenon Destroyer are both solid cards. They put us in a combination that actually exists, which is black-red. There's some fun stuff there. Loyal Watchwing is okay. Again, a card I find reasonably underwhelming. And that would put us in red-green, but I think the Stonescar Magus is just the pick. Oh boy. Well, there's not much here. I might be undervaluing Cloud of Ash. I don't think I'm undervaluing Subvert. Cloud of Ash just seems extremely conditional. I think Granite Acolyte is not very good, but I think it's better than the other options. Having said that, the adult pick would probably be grabbing a Stonescar Banner. My main hesitation about picking up Stonescar Banner is that if we grab a Stonescar Banner and then see a bomb in something like green, then that's a wasted pick, whereas Granite Acolyte is something that we can play no matter what comes up next. So I'm going to grab the Granite Acolyte. I think that Wild Cloud Snake is extremely good, and I'm kind of surprised to see it this late. But then again, that's not actually a combination that exists to my knowledge. I'm fairly sure about that. I'm going to look like a total doofus if there actually is like a bunch of multicolored cards in red-blue. I could go check it right now, but I'm fairly sure that I'm right about that. So, and we don't hate Direfang Spider. I'm not enthusiastic about this pick, but I don't hate having it. Well, I think Rampage we can just pick up and be happy with that. Guerrilla Fighter, I know, I've seen a lot of people play this card, even in Constructed, but the 3/2 for 4 in a deck that wants to be reasonably aggressive seems like not nearly enough value, and I think Combat Tricks so far in Eternal Card Game are very, very strong. The fact that this only gives 1 extra toughness isn't so great, but it just encourages you to be quite aggro, which is something that our deck so far is very happy to oblige. Okay, now here we have a real decision. I think that Plague is good, but I think we're going to pick Lethrai Ranger. And that may be very stupid, but right now I have a removal spell, a soft removal spell. So Torch is a removal spell. Stonescar Magus is kind of a soft removal spell in the same sort of category as Plague, I think. Rebel Illuminator gives you a removal spell, which is Torch. Direfang Spider should be understood as a removal spell. And Rampage, Combat Tricks are, one variety of ways to remove creatures from the board. What we don't have right now is things like solid mid-range or aggro creatures. And that's really where our deck, like Lethrai Ranger, is exactly the sort of card that we want in a deck that is going to try to slap down heavy creatures early and remove blockers. So 2/2 for 2 with a good Infiltrator ability is exactly where we want to be, as is Blood Beetle. I think Gorgon Fanatic is really good, by the way. This is 3 cards. But yeah, we're going to grab Blood Beetle. We are heavily rewarded with a Runic Revolver, which I think is one of the best limited cards in this entire game. Quick draw on a weapon is absolutely ridiculous. And another Blood Beetle is a nice reward. Okay. So I'm kind of surprised. I see a lot of late District Infantries. I think this is a pretty good card. If you can get like 2 or 3 of them and then draft a deck that is able to play a bunch of sigils. Anyhow, here's a great pack for us. There are 4 cards that I would be very happy to play, which is Frontier Jito, Warband Chieftain, Obsidian Golem, and Lethrai Ranger. I think of those 4, Obsidian Golem is probably the worst, which is saying something because I think it's a very good card. Warband Chieftain is a bomb, and Frontier Jito interacts very well with Blood Beetle, but there's nothing else really to say about that. Like, it might be good to get that guy with some removal, like given that we have a lot of removal. But I think Warband Chieftain, bomb that it is a pretty clear pick here. I'm prepared to be quite wrong about that, but that's where I'm going. I think Rapid Shot is better. It's better a better combat trick than Rampage, particularly since we already have a Rampage. Wow. Yeah, I think okay, once again, that like this is a sickeningly good pack, and Annihilate is tempting, Lethrai Ranger is tempting, Rapid Shot is tempting, Zetan Destroyer is tempting, Direfang Spider is worse than all of those, but still tempting. But Cabal Countess is just a great card. As is Cabal Cutthroat. We don't have any Warcry yet, as far as I know. I turned down that 3/2 Warcry a few picks ago. But yeah, I'm gonna grab Cabal Cutthroat and never look back. That was all to say the Rebel Sharpshooter, the 3/3 that gets, I think, quick draw if it has 4 attack. It's not where we're going with this. Well, I can't imagine playing Centaur Outrider. Man, this is one terrible pack. I only own 1 of these uncommons, so I can't imagine being so low on playables that I play Centaur Outrider, knock on wood. So I'm gonna grab this low. Hate me if you want, but I think Execute is very good. I think Scavenging Vulture is also very good. I don't think Scavenging Vulture is very good, but I think that Flying is still, in the Eternal Card Game meta, just an extremely strong ability. Let's pick up Execute. Gets you out of a lot of binds. I think Treachery... So Treachery is very conditional. There is a high potential downside. I definitely think it's better than Spirit Drain, which is not a card... I think Spirit Drain is undervalued. But from the fact that I never see people play it, and I don't... 4 damage with Lifesteal can easily swing a game. But I think Treachery is better. So let's grab Treachery. Not sure that I'll play that, so it depends on how the rest of the draft turns out. Let's get a Magma Javelin just in case. Okay, well, we're obviously very happy to pick up the Soul Collector 4th last pick for some reason. That's that's really nice. Also, you see a lot of cards very late that there doesn't really seem to be a compelling reason. Okay, I know, hell of a way to start off my first draft, but I feel like I would be kind of a fool not to pick the legendary card that I have 0 of. Amethyst Monument is good. Xenon Destroyer is good. Again, I don't think Blazing Renegade is all that good. Oh, sorry, that's a different card. But I also don't think Blazing Renegade is very good. So, I'm sorry. Impending Doom is great. It's exactly what we want for our deck. Yeah. Do I want Smuggler's Stash? It seems unlikely. Getting 2 creatures back for 5 mana, and I don't have any weapons yet, except the one I'm almost certainly not going to play, Magma Javelin. That on its own is actually a bit of a problem that I should address. I really wish... I know the game is in beta, but one functionality that I really wish I had, like on Magic Online, is to hide cards that I know I'm not going to play. It would be a lot nicer if I could just glance at my deck and not have it cluttered up with like District Infantry, Sanctuary Priest, Slow, like all sorts of cards that are completely irrelevant. Anyways, I think here the pick is going to be Dark Wisp. I do not like Rally. Back Alley Bouncer is very, very mediocre. Definitely worse than Dark Wisp, I think. Again, Guerrilla Fighter, some people play. I don't like it. By the way, I think Scouting Party is amazing. That's an excellent card. Wish I were playing the deck that could play a Scouting Party. No, I don't. This is good. I like my deck. So the question is, I think Bloodright Callous is questionable, if even at all worth considering in draft. You need to get exactly the right cards to interact with it. Like, I do have Stonescar Magus and Dark Wisp. I don't believe that is enough cards that interact well with it. Also, Soul Collector, I guess. Rebel Illuminator. Well, that's actually getting pretty tempting. Because, Suffocate is also very good. Gets +2/+2 for each unit sacrificed. I actually do have a surprisingly large number of cards that go well with it. It's just, you need recursion, like Smuggler's Stash. You need to go pretty deep to make that card work. And I'm not sure that I'm interested in taking that kind of risk. Let's not do it. Let's get Suffocate. That's probably pretty boring of me, but what are you going to do? I think Runic Revolver, as I said, is amazing. I even think a second Runic Revolver is still very good. Stonescar Banner, again, if I were more of an adult, maybe that's what I would take. And also, Combust is good, and Rampage is another card I'd be happy to play. But I'm going to take the second Runic Revolver, because I think that card is amazing, and I would like to draw it in every game I play. Alright, just prove me wrong by giving me every card that interacts well with the thing that makes you sacrifice any number of units. Cabal Cutthroat again. Happy to grab that. Another Stonescar Magus. Okay. I'm getting every good Entomb card in Eternal. Sure. Ooh, Obsidian Golem. I may be criminally undervaluing that deal 4 damage with Life Strike. I just think, like, getting to 6 mana, it doesn't remove everything. Gaining 4 health is not amazing, but still, like, I don't know. It's a hard card to evaluate, particularly since I never ever see it played. No one else gives it the time of day, so far as I'm aware. So, I want a second Warband Chieftain more than I want the Stonescar Maul, particularly since I already have 2 relic weapons at high cost. So there it is. Horse Snatcher Bat is one of the best cards in draft, period. Torch is tempting. I like Ornate Katana much more than other people. Also, Rapid Shot is good always. Stonescar Stranger is solid in this deck. This is a very good pack for us, but Horse Snatcher Bat I think is just amazing. I think I now need to focus on lowering my curve a little bit. Again, it's hard to tell because, well, I mean, I do have I have a reasonably healthy number of cheap creatures actually. Yeah, still, I don't want to focus on getting all of these big fatties and end up getting rolled early in the game. So cards like Xenon Destroyer are things I'll focus on when there's not also a Shogun Scepter in the pack. I think the second Lethrai Stranger is better than the third Stonescar Magus. It's also better than the first Combust or Ticking Grenadin. Certainly better than the second Recogulator. Combust is, like, best case scenario. It's a 2-for-1 or like a 1.5-for-1 if you're pulling something off of, if you're sacrificing the spawn of a Recogulator. Lethrai Ranger is just a very good card. What I don't need is a third Runic Revolver. Or a Stonescar Maul. Or Scheme or Pilfer. I guess if I'm desperate, I'll play Stonescar Maul. I don't think I will be. Perfectly happy to have an Amethyst Acolyte. Perfectly happy to have another Rebel Illuminator. Also Ravenous Thornbeast. But I think Rebel Illuminator just has to be better. Yeah. Thornbeast is tempting. But no, the Illuminator has to be better. It is better. I don't need a second Treachery. That's a good way to have cards do nothing. Flame Blast looks better than it is, to be honest. Like, it's clearly a bomb, but it's more conditional than it looks at first, particularly because of that 3 fire symbol cost. But I don't think I need a Stonescar Stranger. And I definitely don't need the next Treachery. Sure, I could see myself playing 2 Dark Wisps. Alright, I'm going to pause the video while I slowly build my deck, and then return with my games.